Today we're making an Italian loaf. You don't need any fancy equipment. All you need is some time. This recipe was heavily inspired by Mama Dina, so thank you so much, Mama Dina. We had some snow here in North Carolina, and rather than driving out to buy a $1 loaf of bread, I hate myself, so I made it from scratch, but it was worth it. To 1.5 cups of lukewarm water, I'm adding a teaspoon of sugar and 1 packet or 2¼ teaspoons of dry active yeast. She's gonna need a good 5 minutes to get foamy, so in the meantime, I'm gonna mix a teaspoon of salt into 3½ cups of all-purpose flour. When your yeast is bloomed, add in a 1/3 cup of a good olive oil, and then I'm going to mix all of this together. I start with my spoon, then get in with your hands. Eventually, we're going to turn this out onto our table. I try to use very little flour just to aid me in kneading this, so it's not like too sticky. It took me about 8 minutes. You want to get it to a nice springy texture where it's no longer sticky. I'm just going to oil up the bowl. I mixed it all in and then roll that dough in there. Cover, keep it somewhere warm for 30 minutes. I keep it in the oven with the oven light on. And then we're going to do our first set of 3 stretch and pulls. I just go around in a circle, stretching and pulling, and then I turn it over, put it back in my warm place for another 30 minutes. Then again, our second stretch and pulls, cover, back into our warm space for another 30 minutes. Like I said, it takes some time. And then finally, after the last set of stretch and pulls, I am going to put it onto my baking sheet lined with parchment paper and just kind of give it like a square shape. Give it a light dusting of some flour, cover again, and set it back in the warm place. I left it for 30 minutes. Now I'm going to gently shape it into a rectangle and then divide my dough in 2. For 1 loaf, I'm going to do a braid method just like Mama Dina did, but you don't have to do this, or you could do it with both. Totally, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. My second, I'm just doing a regular loaf, and you're going to give it 3 to 4 slits on the top. Now I'm brushing with egg wash, which is just 1 egg beaten with a couple tablespoons of water. Cover with a damp cloth and keep it back in your warm place for another 40 minutes. And then we're going to put these in the oven at 440 Fahrenheit. Mine only took 25 minutes. Definitely watch yours so they don't brown too much. And that's it. These came out gorgeous. 10 out of 10.